The Seattle Kraken are about to unveil their roster live on Sportsnet. It's Kraken General Manager Ron Francis. Ron, thanks for doing this in such a busy time. It is appreciated a lot.
My pleasure, Tim.
I know you signed up for this, but where is the holy bleep I can't get much sleep versus this is exciting as hell meter for you right now? Like, which side is winning more? The one that doesn't get to sleep or the one that says, man, this is fun?
The one that says, "Man, this is fun." This has been it's been a long process. There's been so many things you're a part of. A lot of things you don't think about, like we're building a brand new arena, we're building a brand new practice facility. Get to design the locker room. Didn't think I'd have to pick out tiles and carpet colors and grout and that kind of stuff, but all part of the process. And it's just fantastic that this day's here.
I love home makeover with Ron Francis. I'll sign up for that.
Yeah.
And I don't mind the backdrop behind you. I mean, it looks beautiful out there right now.
Yeah, we're standing in front of South Lake Union at Gasworks Park, and usually the float planes are taking off behind me, but this is a gorgeous part of Seattle for sure.
All right, I got to ask you. I hope you haven't spent much time on Twitter today, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, good. Good. I understand that you can't tell us who you've drafted, and some folks are already trying to report it, but can you describe what kind of team it is that you hope you've built with this draft tonight?
Yeah, no, I mean, you look at the draft and everybody gets to pick their 7 best forward and the 3 best defensemen, or eight of their best players in the goaltender. So, you're picking from after that. But we thought there was some good players available. We're fortunate to do some things that we think made our team a little bit better. Character is a big part of what we're trying to build here in Seattle. We want guys that have that character not only on the ice but in the community. And as we try and establish our culture and build it from the ground up, we also want good hockey players. We think we've got a lot of those as well. So we're excited about our start here today and look forward to kind of improving the team as we move forward and get ready for puck drop in October.
As you're describing what you want in the team, did you look for that in your staff too, or did your staff help kind of mold what it was that you were going to look for in this draft, your coaches, your scouts, and so on through?
No, I think that was part of the beauty, right? We had a clean slate to get to build it the way you want to build it. And, one thing we talked about when we're hiring people is we wanted people that, it wasn't about them. It was about us as a team and doing everything you had to do to make us successful. And, fortunately, I got those people to come on board with us and work with us. And they were extremely valuable as we went through this process. And we're excited where we ended up with the team we have. And a lot has to do with the people we hired and how hard they worked to get to this point.
Ron, were you surprised how many big names were on the list of unprotected players?
Not necessarily. I mean, we looked at a lot. This is a tight cap area, right, with COVID and the cap staying flat for potentially a few years. So we expected a few of those things to pop off. Either they were hoping we would take them, or maybe they thought we weren't going to take them. In both cases, they might have been right on a lot of them. But for the most part, I think we had done our homework and we're pretty confident that what would come out was kind of similar to what happened. Maybe a few surprises, but not anything that was so dramatic. We were caught off guard.
How much did the pandemic affect the way this went down for you? Like, I mean, it had to affect, your scouts being able to go out and watch players. I mean, this is a little bit different than what Vegas went through, no?
No, it was definitely different. We hired a lot of people. I didn't really meet them until recently because of the pandemic. Our scouts couldn't get out and travel and get into arenas. So a lot of the stuff was done on TV or via video. Finally, at the end, they got to get out. A lot of things that happened. The invention of the taxi squad really was an effect on us as to, I know why the league did it, but you got guys that are normally either in the NHL or the AHL, and you can see them playing one or the other place. With the taxi squad, there's a handful of guys with each team that aren't playing in either place, and it's hard to evaluate them as well, and it probably affected the level of competition in the AHL as well. So a lot of challenges, but again, extremely proud of our group and how hard they worked to get to this point.
Awesome. Listen, the whole world is talking about, or at least the whole hockey world was talking about, Carey Price's availability. And I want to be delicate with the way I ask this question, but how much conversation did you and your group have about taking on a soon-to-be 34-year-old goalie with a cap hit at $10.5 million that just carried his team to a cup final?
Well, when you say the name Carey Price, it's something you have to have a discussion on. He's that good, and not only on the ice, but his reputation off the ice is outstanding as well. So certainly we had discussions about Carey as we did with about a lot of players.
It's a very interesting hockey market, and I can see the fan base building already. Did ownership feel like you needed a big fish, no pun intended, to sell in this market?
No, I tell you, my ownership has been absolutely tremendous right from day one. I think the ability they gave us to hire people early and do something, everything from our R&D team to a management staff to scouts, paid off in the long run for us as we went through the process. And they've been fantastic. They've given us the green light to spend to the cap, but they understand things, and we have great communication. So from day one, I've been overly impressed with our group, and they've been great as we communicated through this entire process.
This might be a little too inside hockey on the question, but did you talk to a lot of free agents? And how tough is that right now, given kind of the market of players available versus a flat cap, and how we expect the flat cap to be that way for a couple seasons? Like, it feels like a different free agent market.
No, it is, and it'll be interesting when we see when we get to the 28th, what kind of what the terms are in regards to a lot of those free agent contracts. So, we had a exclusive 72-hour window to talk to a UFA or an RFA if they were left unprotected, and certainly we tried to take advantage of that and tried to sign a few of those guys for sure.
Is there any chance you circle back on a few here as it sorts itself out?
Yeah, I mean, from their standpoint, they're only dealing with one team, right? If they wait till the 28th, they get to deal with a whole bunch more teams. So you're not always going to convince somebody that this is the time that they should sign with you. But we certainly plan to look at on the 28th and see who's available and what we might be able to do to add to our team for sure.
All right, you said before the list came out that cap space was really important to you. Did that idea get tested by some of the names out there, or did you try and stay true to that statement?
No, I think it always gets tested, but that was kind of our goal coming into this, to make sure that we, kept some sort of our powder dry. We understand we're selecting our team today, but we also understand that's not going to be most likely the team that steps on the ice in October, right? You have the amateur draft coming. With the second overall pick, we could get a guy that steps into our lineup. We have the qualifying offers for restricted free agents on Monday. There might be some guys that are available there that don't get qualified that we're interested in. Then you have your free agent period. Then you have waivers in training camp, and then you have the start of the season, and everybody has to get cap compliant by the start of the season. You can't be 10% over like you are in the summer. So we do think by keeping some powder dry, there may be some opportunities there as well as we move forward.
Awesome. Two more here quickly. I know you don't have to give me a name, but do you feel like you may have gotten a captain already in this expansion draft? Or did you select someone that you thought could represent that, or will that sort itself out?
Yeah, no, I think, as I said earlier, character is important to us. We do think we've got some guys that could wear the C. That'll be up to, conversations with Dave Haxtell and myself and his staff as to whether we want to do that out of the gate, whether we want to be a little bit of patience here as we move forward. But certainly we think we've got quality guys that could fit that build if we want to go in that direction.
We started with the lack of sleep, and we're going to end there because there's no rest for the weary here. I mean, trades, free agency, the draft, all in rapid succession here. Do you feel like that could speed up or slow down the free agency and trade market?
No, I think, once the freeze lifts tomorrow at 1:00, I think there'll be a lot of activity for a lot of teams. There was a lot of chatter, is what I understand, leading up to the, the submission of the protection list. So I would think that picks up right where it left up Thursday at 1:00.
Someone suggested that this might be a compensation to be held later kind of expansion draft. Do you feel like it could be that?
Yeah, I mean, this was so different than the Vegas one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, teams hadn't been through it before. 2000 was the earliest, our previous expansion. A lot of the gyms hadn't been through it. Vegas had nobody sitting on the outside. We had Vegas sitting on the outside, and they took advantage of that, making a couple of trades and affecting some of the protection lists we had. The flat cap, the COVID environment, there's a lot of things that were so different. But the biggest thing, the GMs went through this 4 years ago, and they had 4 years to prepare for us. And they took full advantage of that as they came into submitting their list for sure.
Yeah, I've heard that GMs don't forget a lot. All that on the horizon, free agency, obviously the draft coming up, which makes your time with us all the more appreciated. Honestly, thank you for this, and try and enjoy the night tonight.
I will do that. Thank you very much, Tim. Appreciate it.
All right, be well. There is Ron Francis in lovely Seattle, Washington.